What's up, duelists? For those of you who know me well, you know my favorite card. My favorite card is Jinzo. Of course, it's Jinzover. It's Jin's okay. You get the idea. We get the idea. In any case, I am recording this well in advance. If it is Monday by this point, I'm not sure when this video is going up, but if it is Monday, I promise the top 4 deck lists from the 2K tournament are coming. Just wait a day or two. I'll be back soon. I've got a sick as fuck Jinzo replay for you guys. I want to talk through this deck list a little bit. This is a very broken deck list. It plays an insane amount of limited cards, an obscene amount of limited cards. I don't think you could possibly fit more limited cards into a deck list if you tried. There are a couple of cards that I would like to fit in here, but of course we'd have to cut limited cards, and I don't really want to do that because limited cards are awesome. So we've got triple Jinzo, triple Returner, and double Cyber Dragon. That's the combo with Future Fusion. If you activate Future Fusion and you reveal Chimeratech over Dragon, you can send one Cyber Dragon and then any number of machines from your deck to the graveyard. So we send 3 Jinzo and 3 Jinzo Returner. Jinzo Returner is a little bit awkward. It can miss timing in a lot of instances. Like let's say you pitch it for Machina Fortress, it misses timing. If it gets discarded for Morphing Jar, it misses timing. That kind of stuff. If it gets milled for Card Trooper, it misses timing. But because Jinzo Returner is being sent as part of the effect of Future Fusion, it will not miss timing. So you get to bring out 3 Jinzos, and that is 6,200 damage, and it also shuts off all trap cards, both yours and your opponent's, which is really, really strong. So while Future Fusion isn't a 1-card OTK in this deck, it is pretty darn close, as long as you have one other way to put in some damage. Either Machina Gear Frame, Dark Arm Dragon, Machina Fortress, Gores, Trag, Limiter, Megamorph, Return, Call of the Haunted. Any of these options all work for forcing in that last few points of damage. In the sideboard, it's pretty straightforward. We have E-Telly Krebins. We board this in when we board in the Vanities. E-Telly Krebins also gives us access to Bryonic, so we can go for Bryonic before we go for Future Fusion with Machina Gear Frame or with DD Warrior Lady if we want to board this in. DD Warrior Lady, Book of Moon, this gives us outs to Vanity's Fiend, which stops this OTK, of course. Also gives us outs to Christia, which stops this OTK, of course. Double Soul Exchange, another way to get outs to those cards as well. And then Mind Control, Gale, and Card Trooper are just 3 generic good cards that can come in certain situations when you may or may not want them. I honestly think you could cut Card Trooper, Gale, and Mind Control, and it would not change the deck. I don't think I've ever sided them in. I think I'm pretty much just siding in E-Telly Krebins, Soul Exchange Vanities, or DD Warrior Lady, given the scenario. There's a lot of cool cards in this deck. Reasoning is tight. You have a variety of levels, 10, 7, 6, 3, 4, 5, 2. Every monster in your deck is a different level, so Reasoning is going to hit a large percentage of the time. Is it going to hit something good a large percentage of the time? I don't know, but oftentimes it can hit something. If you draw your Jinzo, it's a good way to get tribute fodder to summon a Jinzo. Megamorph is a busted card. This card is very slept on. You could throw this in a bunch of different decks, and it honestly would probably be fine. You could play this card in Black Wings. You could play it in Lightsworn. You could play it in Dragons. This card is just crazy. It's like a small limiter removal. I think this card is very slept on, and it should be tacked a lot more in the format. It works well with Return. It works well with just getting attacked, which is funny too. It also works well with the battle monsters because you get attacked, you take a lot of damage, you summon your battle monster, and then you immediately have a target for your Megamorph that is high value, either Trag or Gores. Actually, I don't think Megamorph works really well with Trag, does it? Hold on, how does this work? Double its original attack? I think it just makes Trag 0, which is kind of funny. If I am correct. I think Megamorph equipped to Trag makes it 0. I'm not really sure if that's true or not. Gold Sark searches for the combos. Let's go ahead and hop into the replay. This is a juicy replay. It's Jinzover for my opponent. Of course, you guys are recognizing the Mind Control on the right side of the screen. That is blocking my alt account, so you guys don't know what's up. So, obviously, we win the rock, paper, scissors because when you play your favorite cards, the heart of the cards is at your side. That's what we learned from the Yu-Gi-Oh anime. Yugi himself plays his favorite card, Dark Magician, and as a result, he wins the rock, paper, scissors every single time. I don't think I've seen an episode of Yu-Gi-Oh where Yugi loses the rock, paper, scissors. In any case, our opening hand is sus, but it has Gold Sark, so that's all that really matters. You just Gold Sark for Future Fusion here. Now, Future Fusion is going to be a tiny bit worse because we have 1 Returner in our hand, so it can only summon 2 Jinzos. We need to be careful of that. That being said, we have Gravity Bind to stay alive, so we can stay alive with Gravity Bind until we get this Future Fusion. And hopefully, if we take 1 chip damage, Chaos Sorcerer plus Cyber Dragon plus Megamorph will be enough to find lethal with 2 Jinzos in two turns, basically. So I set the Gravity Bind. I activate Gold Sark first, of course. I find Future Fusion, I set the Gravity Bind, and then I pass. This is without a doubt one of my favorite decks, even though it is absolutely bullshit and just like turbo nonsense. Like, do I have Future Fusion or do I brick on Jinzos? It is still an insane blast to play. Opponent summons Goblin Zombie, Omega Lol, tier 3 nonsense garbage. I'm playing Giga S tier Jinzo. You can't even compete. Goblin Zombie, 1100 damage, be my guest. He mills Dark Armed, Omega Lol. We just draw Broken in this deck. We would have ripped Dark Arm. That's insane. How lucky of us. Passes the turn. I wanted to take that first hit because I wanted to have my Megamorph be live, basically. Cyber Dragon can run over this Goblin Zombie, so I'm pretty stoked on that. Special summon Cyber Dragon. He's basically forced to Bottomless Trap hold this Cyber Dragon because if I have Caius, then he can't do anything. He can't do anything if I have Caius. It's just going to own his Goblin Zombie, and he can't really afford that. So, yeah. He hits the Cyber Dragon there with the Bottomless Trap hole. And then what happens next? I think I just pass. Yeah, I'm just like, all right, I get Future Fusion next turn, and I still just win, especially if you have no back row. Here he goes sack for Caius, target the Gravity Bind. I'm like, shit, all right, I've got Gores. What the fuck can you do through Gores? Gores is a Giga Chad. I'm just going to summon him, get my 2400 Gores token. I have a huge Gores offensive now. He has no more back row, and I'm just like, fuck it, you don't have Gores. You don't have your Gores. I had my Gores, so statistically speaking, you don't have your Gores. Have you guys ever run the numbers behind that? Because I think that's how that works. If I draw Gores, my opponent therefore can't draw their Gores. And as you can see in his hand, he didn't. He has some, what the fuck is this? If there are no monsters on the field, you can normal summon this as a level 2 monster. If your opponent controls a monster and you control no monsters, you can special summon this from your hand as a level 4 monster. I've never seen this card before. Wait, is this shit legal? Hold up. Level Warrior. What the fuck? It looks like it came out around that time. Raging Battle, maybe? What set did this guy come in? I guess we're going to check. We're going to check and see. When was he released? Raging Battle. He was a super rare. Wow, they really made anything a super rare back in the day. Anyway, fast forward. We activate Future Fusion. You guys know how this game is going. We're summoning 2 Jinzos here. We're sending Machina Fortress so we can pitch Jinzo plus Jinzo Returner to bring out Machina Fortress. Now, if he does have Gores, he's going to take a shit fuck ton of damage, lose his Gores, and we're going to have a live Chaos Sorcerer next turn. There's pretty much nothing he can do to come back from this. It's just game over. It's Jover, if you will. It's Jinzover, actually. Oh my god, that's the title of the video, isn't it? I said the title, and we're going to the next game, folks. We're going to the next game. This game, unfortunately, you can see kind of the downside of drawing the Jinzos and the Vanity Fiends. While it is really solid that we do have E-Telly to sort of play one of these cards, that is like a part of the reason why we side the E-Telly plus Krebins. It's just a special summon, basically, that also has other applications. He does have too many back row for us to really deal with this game. We draw second Vanities, and I'm just like, ah, shit. I'm pretty much cooked this game. I just got to pass. He's going to flip Goblin Zombie, whatever. We have infinite time into a Goblin Zombie. He mills a Gold Sark and passes a turn. Gold Sark would have been decent, but not great because it's slow. We draw a Heavy Storm, and I'm like, okay, I'll just send it. Heavy Storm, he Solemns, and unlucky for us, he drops to 4,000, but we don't have a Baby Jinzo. If we had a Baby Jinzo in our hand, we could summon Baby Jinzo, attack directly, put him to 3,400, and then E-Telly plus Jinzo plus Limiter would actually kill over his attack position Goblin Zombie. But because we don't have Baby Jinzo, we have Big Jinzo, we're kind of fucked here. I wish we had Baby Jinzo. If we had drawn Baby Jinzo, it would have been such a good game. It would have been such a good game. We would have summoned him, gotten the necessary chip, and then cooked him with Jinzo Limiter. But alas, we fall to pieces here. I E-Telly out Krebins. I go for Vanities. I attack over his set monster, and he lucker sacks me with Raikou and mills Mizuki versus and Goblin Zombie. So insane mill from him. Mills the one card that actually does something when milled in that deck. Not that it matters. We have a couple more turns here to kind of find something. If he mills bad card here, it's good for me. He mills Cyber Dragon. I'm like, damn, I would have actually really liked to draw that. Because I could special Cyber and then sack for Jinzo and then attack over the Goblin. And then he'd have to at least answer the Jinzo. And then he'd be in a range where like second Jinzo plus Limiter could kill him from there. And now we draw Baby Jinzo. Unfortunate, the order we drew these things. I can set Baby Jinzo, but then I'm just dying to everything. Here he reveals he's on some junk synchron tech, which is kind of heat, but also at the same time like just garbage, because junk synchron doesn't really make anything that I care about. Like, it just doesn't make anything. Like, what is making Mistworm here do? That's like worse than just making Bryonik with a 2-star. You know what I mean? Like, Bryonik here is fucking nuts. Plague, Diva, that would be insane here. Alas, it's junk synchron, which doesn't kill me this turn. If it was any other synchro, we would have died. Or not synchro, any other tuner, we would have died this turn. If it was Plague or Diva, we would have died this turn. But since it's like junk synchron Omega Lol, it doesn't really do anything. Let's take a look at what's in the opponent's deck. He's got Level Warrior still stuck in his hand there. Bottomless and Torrential are the back rows. So he had to think about using Torrential last turn when I summoned the Vanities, but he correctly assessed not Torrentialing the Vanities, knowing that his Raikou would out it. So yeah, that was pretty smart from the opponent there. Kappa. Mistworm attacks. We take a bajillion. We draw Gores. I'm like, all right, this turn we are going to drop Gores on him, and then next turn we're going to win the game with Limiter Jinzo. So we do have a shot at winning. Unfortunately, he draws a lure into Caius and sacks us. So this game, it was his turn to sack. Caius being the quintessential draw he needed in order to sack us. He can Caius target the Jinzo returner. I can special summon Gores, deal him 1,000. He can chain Bottomless. And now I make him go through the motions because he doesn't know if I play Battle Fader. I say take 1,000. Take 1,000. And I wait. I wait till he takes that 1,000 because he doesn't know. He doesn't know if I have Battle Fader. He doesn't know, and he might play around it. Of course, he's going to proc it, of course, by attacking with Caius. But, you know, he might play around it. He might not attack. I might get him here. I say minus 1,000. You better take that 1,000, boy. I ain't conceding till you attack. I ain't conceding till you attack. That's how you got to do it. Make him play into it. Sometimes people will fuck up. Sometimes people won't attack. He eventually decides to attack, and then we go to game 3. Game 3, I do side pretty similarly. I think I max DD Warrior Lady, and then I think I have 2 Vanities in, and then I think I have the E-Telly and 1 Krebins in. So I have triple DD Warrior Lady, E-Telly, Krebins in, and I have the double Vanities. I sided out Call of the Haunted. I sided out Mirror Force. I sided out, I think, Foolish. I left in Reasoning. I sided out Swords of Revealing Light. I sided out 1 Machina Fortress, I think. I don't really remember what I sided out. Now I'm thinking about it. Call of the Haunted. So Mirror Force, Call of the Haunted, Foolish Burial, Swords. That's 4 cards. I sided out 1 Fortress. That's 5. I don't remember what else I sided out, but I definitely had 3 DD Warrior Lady, 2 Vanities. That's 5, and then I had Krebins, E-Telly. So I had 7 cards in. I just don't remember the other 2 cards I sided out. Now that I'm thinking about it. It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't fucking matter, guys. It doesn't fucking matter. You know why it doesn't fucking matter? You know why it doesn't matter? Look at my hand. Look at my beautiful, beautiful Future Fusion containing hand. Whew. Gorgeous. We did draw Baby Jinzo, but he can be useful this game, potentially. I think the easiest start in this is just summon Gear Frame, grab Fortress, and then set up to Bryonik, and then Future Fusion OTK next turn. So, Gear Frame grabs Fortress, pass a turn. He sets a bunch of cards. He's got Mirror Force. He's got Dust Tornado. Mirror Force against the Jinzo deck. My brother in Christ, side this out, please. I'm never attacking unless I have Jinzo in play. I summon the Krebins. Let's just show his hand because you know what's happening now. You know what's happening. I'm going to make Bryonik. I'm going to bounce his whole field, discarding Reasoning Fortress and Jinzo. I'm going to go for Future Fusion. I'm going to send Cyber Dragon, double Baby Jinzo, bring out double Jinzo. And I know there's going to be one guy in the comment section saying, how did he discard Jinzo with Fortress? Jinzo is only 3 stars. It's not 8 stars. I know, because every Machina video I have ever uploaded has gotten that comment. It's actually insane. I went back through every single Machina video I've ever uploaded, and it got that comment. One person, every single time, without fail, is like, how did he summon Fortress? Whatever he discarded was not 8 stars. It's because I discard the Fortress 2, and it counts up to 10. That's why. So I discard, I special the Fortress, and now I'm able to deal 9 billion damage. It's Jinzover for my opponent. Oh my god, this video is so hype. It was kind of short. Hopefully I 8 minutes, 15 minutes. Perfect. Perfect. We got mid-rolls, baby. We got ads. You know how this video is going. It's Jinzover, dude. Oh man, this deck is so fun. I love Jinzo. I need to get a couple more first edition ones. Obviously, the first edition ones are $8 million. I only have one. Sag, pain, suffering, but all you motherfuckers bought out the Jinzos because of GOAT format and Edison format, and all the popular fucking Joey Wheeler fans want max rarity Jinzo. Son of a